Hello, welcome back. I know I haven't posted on here in a while. Yeah, I've been busy, but on the topic of being busy, this is what I'm doing instead of my exam because I'm procrastinating and the exam is due tomorrow and because it's a take-home exam. So yeah, also in that vein, this video is going to be about how I find time to read as a full-time student during the school year, of course. I read, I want to say 90% of my books in a year on my phone through the Libby app in an ebook version. And the reason I do this is because as a college student and as just like a 20-year-old human, I'm on the go a lot. So like I have to go to the dentist, I can sit in the waiting room and read. I get to class 10 minutes early by accident or because I thought it was going to take me longer. I have 10 minutes I can sit and read. So part of it is finding time throughout my day where I have a couple extra minutes. I have a meeting with someone, but their meeting is running late. I sit and read. So that's one of my biggest suggestions, is to sit and find time throughout your day. Like if you have a few extra minutes, instead of going and scrolling on Instagram or on TikTok or YouTube Shorts, because we are on YouTube, so we'll mention their platform too, is to pull up like a Kindle app. I use the Libby app because I get books through my library on there. So pull up the Libby app, Audible if you want to listen to audiobooks, just pop in an earbud. You see people walking around all the time listening like with earbuds in, and when they get to music, like if you're an audiobook fan, you could listen to your books as you're changing classes or as you're walking to and from your dorm. And that's one really good way. Like I don't read going to and from my dorm, one because I like to just like walk around and look at things, but also because like it's just kind of awkward to be holding a phone and be reading as you're walking. It's just, I don't like it. I don't like how the words bounce around. They don't actually bounce, but like they jiggle when I move because my phone moves. So I hope you understood that, because that's the best way I can think to explain why I don't read while I walk around. I always read over breakfast too. Where like a lot of people will scroll through their phone, TikTok, whatever, and some mornings I do that if I'm like in between books or waiting for a hold to come in on the library or something like that. My other recommendation is to read at night, because most of the time I personally am not a nighttime homeworker. I do have to do some today because I'm doing this instead of doing my exam, but personally not a nighttime homeworker, like not even a little bit. I try to stop my homework at like 6, like right around dinner time. And if I have to, I go back to it, but most weeks I don't have to. I have enough time in my week where I can just get all my homework done, even if that means I'm working till like on Fridays and Saturdays, but like during the day. So I have enough time at night to do what I want. Recently, I've been reading at night. Well, always I read at night, and so I will just like take some quiet time to myself, or like even if there's someone else in the room, because I have a futon in my room, so even if there's someone else in here doing homework, whatever, it's just quiet time where I get to sit and read and take some decompressing time before I go to sleep. And the one thing that I have to avoid though is picking up a book that one is I know is very thrilling and gripping and I'm gonna want to read as fast as like as much of it as possible, because I have a hard time putting books down. So if I'm reading a book like that, like anything Throne of Glass series, that's what I've been reading right now, or I'm about to pick up The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber, that's next on my list. Books like that, I have to stop myself from picking up like after a certain time, or else I know that I will stay up as late as I need to finish them, which is just not, it's not healthy and I should not be doing that, but I do it sometimes because, you know, if you're a reader, you just understand that there are some books that are too good to put down and you have to read as much as possible in one sitting. Occasionally I do have to avoid picking up a book at night, and on those nights I will watch a show or just do something else. If you're reading a physical book, my recommendation for you would be stick it in your backpack. I mean, it's not as convenient as your phone, but pretty convenient nonetheless, so stick it in your backpack. What I also like about the phone is people will assume that you're scrolling on TikTok or Instagram or something, and you don't get all the, oh, what are you reading, what's it about? So if your taste in books is towards the spicier side, if you know what I mean, then it's so handy not to have like one of those covers out when you're out and about reading, or have one like it's so inconspicuous because they're just seeing the back of your phone or your phone case. So that's one of my huge pluses about reading ebooks, is because most people see books as a conversation starter, because it's not like a norm, I would say, to be like having a physical book. So people would be like, yeah, like, what are you reading? And I'll be like, well, it's a book about, and give them a basic plot line that's nothing like what it actually is about, because I definitely read some of those spicy books. Don't know why I just did this, but it works. I think those are most of my tips. This is a different format. I don't really have a format of video, actually. I don't know what I'm saying. My tactic usually works mostly if you're like math or some kind of science major, because you're not already doing a ton of readings. I am an econ major with a lot of math that I do, and so I do primarily problem sets and not very much reading. But some of my friends do a lot of reading for their classes, which makes it very, very hard to them to like desire to pick up a book after that. So if that's you, don't feel bad that you're not reading. Like, if you do you, maybe watch a show, a movie, something else that is relaxing to you if you do a lot of reading in your daily life for school. Thank you so much for wanting to learn about tips and tricks to read as a full-time college student, and I hope they were helpful, honestly. Like, you learned something new, maybe? I don't know. If you didn't, well, then I'm sorry, and let me know some of your tips and tricks in the comments, because I'm always up to learn more. If you agree, cool. If you disagree, also cool. Anyway, feel free to subscribe. These are so inconsistent that you might not want to. But if you do, then you won't miss when I post something new. Even though I'm inconsistent, you can even get notified. Anyway, I'm just yabbering. Is yabbering a word? I don't know. Let me know if yabbering is a word. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you eventually.